here. Let's start from here.
Yeah.
There is a story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done this at my friend's backyard. This has been done from the original tree. So it took me 1 month. So every day, every 2 days, I would go and 1 hour, half an hour. Actually I started painting and drawing when I was 5 years old. I remember my first one, it was an apple tree. I was so proud of it. I brought to my dad and went, look what I did, and you will see this. So, and I found it that I can see in my mind, in my imagination, but I cannot find with my eyes where it is. So that perception stayed with me until today, and I remember that clearly. So that's why I mentioned in my biography that I became an advocate of unseen, because later when I started painting, I started with the objects, I started with people, I started with nature. So everything you see. And then little by little, because your feelings, your imagination adds up, you want to do something that is above your consciousness. That's how you create abstract art. And it is very, very real. It's very real because it exists in you. You can feel it. Not only you feel it, you see it, but you cannot give the explanation. There are so many things that you see in your imagination. It doesn't have form, it doesn't have what you can explain it in real life, but there is an explanation in your mind. And then later, during the years, you write a poetry. You write poetry. The words are in a way that it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to you because you can see it with your inner eye. You paint, and the music, everything, in every aspect of life. The depth of the air, that's why my attention brought me in. So usually in life, when you go outside, you see something, you get that feeling. And then later on, you paint something and I don't know where it comes from. And sometimes you remember, you got that feeling from somewhere. So that's how you capture. So can we go to next? Okay, this is Mount Aragat in Armenia. It's a very realistic picture done from the photo, but also I added a little bit of my imagination. Concept. It's just a concept. Doesn't have anything in it. Doesn't work because artwork needs to have a value, and the value is for an artist is like what you hear, what you see, what you feel. If there is none of those feelings, none of those aspects, then there is no value. So these are the ceramic commission that I had from a guy. He wanted to have like ancient type of little bit of Armenian decorations on it. So this is the coffee mug. Pure feeling, pure inner voice. There is no shape, nothing. It's just energy and feeling. That's it. It's holding energy, the colors itself, and the movements, and the abstract design. It talks by itself about your mood, about your feelings, and it's free. Whoever looks at it, it feels different. You might feel it differently, and the other person might feel differently. There is no concept, there is nothing. It's just rooster with my friend. So when I saw that paper, it's just material is calling me. I'm like, I know that I can do something with this paper. So obviously Chinese people did it like thousands of years, calligraphy. But I'm like, I don't want to do calligraphy, but I see what this paper can do. And when I brought it home, I started doing my researches, I did it, I put the ink, I put the paint, I start following how the paint and the ink spreads by itself. And I noticed it spreads, when it's dry, it spreads differently, when it's wet, it's differently. So I decided to do it on a wet, completely wet paper, because it gives you option to go more abstract with the ink and the watercolor at the same time that you want. I even did the, I have it on my phone, I even did the visual, how I dry it. So it's kind of, I didn't discover anything, but I discovered a technique for myself,
And
how to combine, because, and what I did, I bought the frames. I wanted to get this, so I kind of found out how to, and it's like a material, it's like a fabric. When it gets wrinkled, you can iron it. Yeah, it's very strong. It's delicate when it gets wet, but when it's dry, it's very strong.
can I ask you to hold it up for the camera a little bit and show that the image really does transfer to both sides? We're looking at this camera here. So, okay. And
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And I love how, and tip the back side, you can see that it totally shows through, right? It's like
Yes, because
it's the mirror
Because when
image.
it's wet, it transfers
It just
to the
comes
back.
through there.
And I even decided to do an experiment to make a frame that is hollow in the
Mhm.
back, so I can put some lights underneath. Because when I keep it over the light, it's kind of transparent, you see? So I wanted, in order to get that effect, I can put the little lights underneath,
Yeah.
so I can get that.
I think you can make a kite, and the sun will make it look beautiful.
Actually, I thought about that. I thought about that.
Beautiful.
It is.
That's really, yeah. That is amazing, and the patience you
Yes.
must have for, oh, would you help?
I don't know, thank you so much. I don't even feel a time when I do these
Sorry.
things. The time is like nothing. It's just, I enjoy it so much.
Mhm.
I remember coming over to your place one day and you were talking about things that you've been working on, and I'm computing the amount of time in my head, and I asked you how long you'd been working, and you said, I think 3 days, without going to bed.
And then I started painting. That's why I got that. And then I realized I need to paint, I need to finish it and then frame it. It's still the same. It's the same technique, same one paper. These are framed, that's why they're big. Again, one of my meditative sessions, and I start doing when I cannot do the big artworks, I just sit and do the small ones. And I discovered these gel pens, they are amazing. I start doing with the gel pens this kind of work, especially I started I think with that one. I call them Zen City or City Zen. Zen City or City Zen. Why I call them Zen City? Because we live in the cities and where there are a lot of movements, lot of noise, lot of everything. But each one of us living in our own world, even when we are driving. So I tried to capture that crazy city movement in order, kind of in
The
my
pollution.
mind. Huh?
The pollution in the city.
But I try to move it from the craziness to an art form. That's why I call them Zen cities. So these are the patterns that I start doing using Armenian ancient ornaments. They're not like a exact copy of the ornaments. I like materials. I like trying different materials. And since in our universe everything is moving and everything is changing, and the creation is about change, is about creativity by itself, is about changing, is about saying something that is not the same, even with the words and even in the music. That's why people create constantly, because they don't want to repeat the same thing. That's what creativity is about. Doing something new, doing something new. Even in the style, let's say these two have the same style, but they're not the same. So even the style is changing, and I don't know where I'm going to go from here now, but definitely abstract is my calling because it's given me more freedom. It gives me more freedom in my thoughts. It gives me more freedom in my feelings, to express myself, the way I understand my surroundings, the way I understand my friends, my family, the world, everything is in there without the words. That's why I call myself the advocate of unseen, because the feelings we have, they are not seen. The memories that we constantly bring up, they are unseen. Everything in reality is unseen. Whatever we see is the result of unseen. It was in someone's mind before they created this table. It was in their mind. They pictured that, then they created. So, a lot of unseen things can be seen through art.